This is a Nekko Media podcast.
What's your pleasure, sir?
Welcome to the show, Cinephiles and Cenobites, to a new Cinebite, number 56. I'm your host, Annika P. Our guest on this episode is Orie, the CEO of Dragonfruit, the dating app for geeks and nerds alike. Mox and Ono talk with Orie on how the app came to be, its features, and some upcoming plans. Orie also shares with us what he geeks out on. It was a fun time. Listen to what they all had to say. Schrody's Ladder.
Hey, I am Orie. I am the founder of Dragonfruit and the Dragonfruit app, which is a dating app for geeks and nerds and all the wonderful people out there in the world like me. Hey.
Awesome. So did you have to go to some kind of like tech school to create the app, or it's something you've always worked with technology-wise?
Actually, no. I just have some great techie friends and some good ideas and a bit of a design background. So I'm the guy. I'm the big ideas guy. I'm not great with a coding platform, but I've got some great people working with me, so I don't need to worry about that so much.
Nice. So, like you said, you're the visionary. This was your baby. This was like your brainchild, Dragonfruit.
Yeah, I can't take all the credit, of course. No idea is born in a vacuum, basically. So me and my friends, we would get together every week, every Friday night, and we would sit around and drink and play board games and talk about life. I don't know what you guys do out there in the world, but that's what I do. And we would sit around every week and we would talk about, relationships and just life in general. And one of my friends, he had been single for like a really long time, and one of my friends was recently single, so it became a regular topic of discussion. And as time went by, we were like playing with the apps that were available out there and strategizing and having like these brain trust sessions of figuring out what to write on the profile and how to write messages and who was going to be, the person who got the most effort and all of this. And it was like this group activity. And week after week, it was just like, all right, so how's it going? Nothing. And after a while, we started talking about, what is it that's going wrong? Why does this not work? And we came to the conclusion that it's people like us. We would be talking, they would be talking to people, and they would get pretty far. I mean, they're great guys. I mean, they're my friends, and they would be talking, and everything would be going fine. And then it came to, okay, so what are you doing this weekend? And Friday, I'm getting together with my friends and playing board games. And, then crickets.
That was like reach some kind of hindrance with the women.
Yeah, a little bit. And it's like, everybody's trying to be so fake, and everybody's trying to be something that they're not in the online dating world.
Culture, yeah. Like, look at me, I'm on a mountain.
Exactly. Right? Look at me. I'm, what do I do every weekend? Well, I go to a restaurant opening with my Hollywood friends. No, you don't. But it's a problem of expectation, right? People put so much fake glamour into their own stuff that they kind of expect it from other people. So if you're just going out there and trying to be real and trying to be and trying to find somebody who will fit into your life instead of like changing it and getting rid of the things that you already love. I mean, if you know who you are and you're comfortable with that, then you don't need somebody to come along and change everything and like ruin all of that. So, we had been talking about all of this for a while. And we're like, all right, so, what would we do different? And eventually it was just like, are we going for it? I guess we're going for it.
Nice. What does Dragonfruit refer to? Is that from some kind of RPG, or is that a...
Kind of. Not exactly. Basically, we were looking for a name that A, would be memorable and easy to spell, and had a URL that we could buy. But also, we were thinking about it, and it was like, okay, so we want to bring these two worlds together of like geekiness and romance and relationships. And first of all, who doesn't love a good dragon? Dragons are awesome. Nothing is made worse by the inclusion of a dragon.
That is true.
So it's like, it's a geek trope. It's a bit cliche, but it's great. It's recognizably geeky. And then with the fruit side, it's like, traditionally it's like this sensuality and sensuousness and romance and like sex and sin and just
forbidden
all
fruit.
of these romance things. I mean, biblically. And obviously, I mean, Dragonfruit is a real thing, and it just was like a brainwave. It was like, oh, hey, that's actually a pretty good one.
Yeah.
That is great, yeah.
And Blackberry was already taken, so...
Really? I mean, was that one of the iterations? Is like someone, you know what? Damn it, Blackberry would have been perfect.
Definitely not.
I happen to love Dragonfruit, and you're right about Dragon, and, it just kind of lends itself to a logo, and I love your guys' logo.
Thank you.
It feels more like a crest or a coat of armor than, like, oh, I'm going on Dragonfruit. It's my Tinder.
The only thing that bugs me about the logo a tiny bit is that it faces left, and there's this weird psychological thing that people associate left with bad or sinister. In most languages, left, sinister it's the same word.
Well, yeah, we read left to right? Most Western cultures.
Mm-hmm.
So anything facing that opposite has a negative connotation. I get it.
So I tried to flip it in, and it didn't look very good.
Oh.
But that's literally like the only thing, because I don't know. People who part their hair on their left are inherently less trustworthy than people who part their hair on their right. There's a whole load of weird psychological stuff that goes with it, but that is apropos of absolutely nothing.
Well, yeah, I mean, other than that left thing, but now I'll be looking at that, now I'll be like, ooh, that left, that is telling me that's raising a red flag.
Yeah.
So, how big would you say your user base is right now?
It's great, honestly. We've got some ways to go. Obviously, we want to reach a lot more people, but so far it's going really, really well. The way that I describe it to people is that we had a goal of reaching a certain number after 2 years of operation of how many people we had on board, and we had tripled that number in the first week.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah. The response has been really, really great.
How long has it been since launch? Was that goal 2 years from launch, or 2 years from just the inception of this whole
No,
project?
2 years from launch. And we launched in April of last year. Oh, no, wait. No, wait. April of 2 years ago. Man, time flies. April of 2016.
Wow.
So this is so we're 2 years in now, and it's going strong. It's really good.
That's awesome. So, is the dating app marketplace saturated?
It is, but not in like the niche areas. I hesitate to call us niche because I mean everybody is some kind of geek, whether they like to admit it or not.
Right.
So I think that our audience is very broad, but it depends on whether or not you self-identify, right? It's
right.
And I think that the dating app market for just kind of the general public stuff, the stuff that doesn't really care about who you are or what you're into, that is, yes, saturated, absolutely. Like, you're never going to be able to fight the Tinders of the world, or or OkCupid or eHarmony or Match, right? These are very large companies that have been around for a long time. They know what they're doing. I don't even but I don't consider them to be in the same space as us, because we're trying to do something a little bit different. It's not just find me someone nearby who has basically, some kind of similar vital statistics as me. It's not, it's the right age. Do they want kids? All right, we're on.
Not just computer. Find me someone breathing.
Basically, yeah. I mean, that's kind of how it goes. I mean, definitely with Tinder, it's all like crazy superficial. We're trying to go a little bit deeper. We hook people up based on their interests. You go on, you create an account, and you tell us what kind of geek you are. What are you into? And the more specific you get, the better, because it means that our system can run more in depth, and we connect people on a qualitative measure. We look at these things that you're into, and we combine it all, and we score you against everybody else. And based on that, and obviously geographic filters and age filters and all the stuff that you kind of have to have, we find you the best people for you, the people who match, because you will have something in common, something to talk about. It doesn't necessarily mean that this is like the most important thing, or the only thing that matters in a relationship is that you both happen to like comic books, obviously. But it's a great icebreaker. It's a great way to start a conversation and be comfortable knowing that this is a person who, on a fundamental level, will get you, will understand what you're about. It's hard for people who who aren't part of geekery to really understand the level of passion that people have about their chosen area, right? I mean, it's even so like fundamental as to say, even if we are into totally different things, the mere fact that you call yourself a geek means that you get it. You understand what that feels like, the excitement, the passion, the borderline obsession that we tend to have over things. I've forgotten the question.
No. You were totally riffing on it. I think me and Ono were kind of just reflecting how that applies to us as well, because I'm thinking, yes, obsession can recognize obsession, like game, recognize game. So, like, you want to talk about, I guess, the process of, okay, you got the idea. Now, how do you actually make it real? Like, what is the process of building the app and then getting it to the marketplace? Did you have to go through some kind of funding rounds?
We're in the middle of a funding round now. If anybody knows some, rich benefactor, please hit me up. But actually right now we're totally self-funded. I had some money put away, so it's, but I mean, you got to be lean. Sometimes there are hungry days, and but that's okay. I mean, it's worth it, because honestly, I have faith that it's going to work, but that it's going to be successful, and we're all going to be cajillionaires in like 3 weeks. But more importantly than that, it's the fact that it actually works. I see people all the time who are leaving the app, which is usually kind of, oh, okay, see ya. Right. Who we give people the opportunity to tell us why they're going. And I see people all the time who are going because they found somebody, because they're in a relationship, because they are happy and it worked, which is just the best feeling in the world. It's so cool to know that I might have had just a little bit of an impact on somebody's life, that I might have contributed to somebody's happiness. It's really nice. I mean, it sounds cheesy, but it genuinely is very, very rewarding. In terms of how we got going, I just got really lucky with meeting the right people and starting out. Like I had a friend who's kind of hooked into the whole tech scene and the entrepreneurial scene, and she put me in contact with a developer who was like, yeah, I can build you a prototype, and I can do some like web work to get the framework up, and we built a beta online and on the web, so like a web app, not an app. And that's still up. Like if you don't have an iPhone or an Android, you can still use the
URL,
the web system if you just go to dragonfruitapp.com.
How long was that process? Getting that URL beta up.
That took about 2 to 3 months, I think. It's a while ago now. We launched the beta in October of 2015. I started doing all of the admin and the design work probably around May, June of the same year. And then the actual coding part of it was probably like August, September, October. Obviously, the design stuff took a while. That was a solid like 3-4 week process to put the schematics together, to decide on the themes and the flows, the framework, the wireframes, and how they're all gonna go together. But honestly, like the front end part of it isn't that complicated. What really is what really takes a while is putting together the back end on how it all fits together, and the scoring system, and making sure that all the logic works out. So that took some time, and quite a lot of like whiteboard sessions, just drawing lines from place to place and being like, okay, but if we increase this variable by 0.1, is that going to ruin the whole thing?
Did that require adding to the team, or you guys kind of contracted out, or you were able to do it with your core group?
We had some I hesitate to say contractors, because they were working with us, and it was really good. It was really valuable, and we never felt like it was just a day on the job. My approach to any kind of business is that it is a team process. Like it's a team activity. Like I never like to create like hierarchies or anything like that. Right. So when somebody comes, even if they're only coming for a week or two to do something small, they're part of the family.
Okay, I like that approach. But you definitely had to, I guess, use resources outside of the core group.
Yeah, of course. No one person is ever going to have all the skills you need. Sometimes, you're sitting there and it's like, okay, we need to put together a messaging system that'll work between apps and the web. And we don't really have a prefab solution to that. It's not something that you do regularly. So we need to get somebody in who knows how to do that. Piecewise.
Right. So the back end part took a little longer, but still you managed to get that going in a couple of months. And then from there, what's the process when you realize, you know what, we like the beta, let's work on rolling it out for a mobile app?
You start building a mobile app. Yeah, I mean, it's
everybody just kind of agrees, like, we like this, let's do it.
Yeah, basically. I think that was always the plan. I don't think that we ever had a situation. I mean, obviously, when we launched the beta, it was a bit of a proof of concept. We were waiting to see if anybody would respond, and they absolutely did. It was cool. We wanted just to get, because you don't want to launch an app with nobody on it.
Right.
Because it's kind of like the telephone. If you're the first person to have a telephone, who are you going to call? So we needed to have like a critical mass of people who, when the app launched, they would be able to talk to one another. When new people came, when we did like the PR push, when we were like, started advertising and all of that, just to let people know that we exist, it would be a shame to waste all of those resources. And people would come on and be like, all right, I'm the only one here, crickets, I'm out.
Right.
So we needed to amass a certain beta users, people who would be interested in helping us bug fix, and people who would be interested in being the first ones in and testing things out. And once we hit a number, I forget what number it was, we were like, all right, it seems like this is probably gonna work and we can go for it. And so we started building. It was cool because, I mean, originally, like what we did was we started building up quietly a little bit of hype. We were letting people know that what we were planning to do, and what was going to come. And we were going on social media, and we were writing a lot on our blog, letting people know how we were developing and what the process was. We were just kind of taking part in the geek community, trying to prove to people that we're not just some like corporate scumbags trying to steal their money. We're free, by the way. We don't have any money.
Or advertisers. Like, I haven't been hit by any kind of pop-ups and shit.
No, we do not do that. Not yet, anyway. We're gonna have to make some money at some point. But the model is that we're gonna hopefully build some like really cool premium features and stuff that'll really be valuable to people. And you might have to throw down a couple bucks for that. But there's never gonna be like a giant $30 a month paywall that you can't do a damn thing without paying it. That's not the way we're going. And pop-up ads and all of that just kind of annoy me, so I'm not a huge fan. But anyway, yeah. So we were trying to go and just kind of build up a little bit of buzz here and there. And when we launched the web version, we were actually still in testing when we discovered that there were a couple of people who had already signed up, and we're like, I didn't think we had shared the URL with anyone. I didn't realize we were live. Like, how did this happen? So yeah, it was it was weird. I mean, this thing occasionally took off and took us by surprise.
Now, when you I guess try and grow into or expand and scale outward, how do you do that? And like, how do you pick where you want to go first? Because I know for Hawaii there aren't a ton of users yet. I've seen maybe the same 5 profiles every time I've logged on.
It's difficult. It's about resource management, and honestly, I take a very scientific approach to this. We do experiments. We test. We pick cities and we drop a couple of bucks into advertising in those cities just to see what kind of response we get. If the cost per click is low, we know that this is a really good candidate for additional advertising, for events, for what convention is going on in the area, so we can table there. Maybe we can find we take on interns to do all kinds of cool stuff, and we like to work with people around the country, around the world, to get a little bit more like diversity in our team, obviously, and also like we can use the local knowledge to be able to reach a certain market that we have determined is valuable. But essentially, it really is a question of just where you're going to drop the dollars, because that stuff can add up real quick.
Where are your hugest user bases? In places that have a whole lot of conventions, like maybe California or
Yeah. I mean, it's not that surprising, really. We've got a big community in New York, and we've got a big community in the San Francisco Bay Area. The Mid-Atlantic, actually, like DC, Maryland, Virginia region is pretty great for us, but we have users and like smaller communities all over the place, and it constantly takes me by surprise. I have a little map module that shows me, it's like a heat map of where everybody is, and then I'll look at it and be like, wait a second, how the heck are there, X number of people in North Dakota? How did that happen? We didn't do anything in there. And around like literally around the world, there's actually a surprisingly large community in Buenos Aires that we had no idea was going to happen, but they just kind of found us and started using.
Nice. So that wasn't planned. It just kind of sprung up, and it's like, shit.
Buenos Aires, Gothenburg, Sweden, Melbourne. Those are the three big areas that were total surprises to us. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna have a couple of people here and there, pretty much everywhere, and it's really cool. I mean, I wish that we had the resources to really dive in there, so that if you're one of a dozen people in that region who is using it, that you could be assured that, given a little bit of time, we could just like advertise like crazy in your area and get people and start a community and make sure that you can meet as many people as possible. But we don't have the money for it, to be frank. So just, I feel bad for our one guy in Cyprus.
Well, right? It puts it kind of on them. Like, dude, if you want a community, spread the word and let it be known. There is a nerd community in need of dragon fruit.
Yeah, pretty much. And that is what I say. I mean, we do rely a lot on word of mouth. People say, well, if I'm going to tell my friends to get on dragon fruit, then it's just going to be my friends on dragon fruit. Why? I already have, like, my friends are already my friends. But it doesn't work out like that. It's network theory, right? It's, if friends of friends are maybe people you don't know, and their friends are people you almost definitely don't know. And if you spread the word just a little bit, that grows out exponentially. And soon enough, there's a whole load of people who are going to be new to you and who you might want to interact with.
So, is it? Have you found personally for your app? Is it that it's harder to get new users or keep existing ones? Because it sounds like a lot of the existing ones, at least on their exit interviews, are like totally pleased with the results.
Yeah, there's a good ratio. I think that probably keeping users is more of a challenge. But that's just because of the nature of the beast, right? A dating app is a self-defeating enterprise. The best outcome is that people leave, and that's like, it means that success is measured by how much you fail.
You're curing it as opposed to treating it.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, it's nice to see how people remain loyal after several months of being around, and they're still using and they're still talking and they seem to be enjoying themselves. But at the same time, you kind of feel like you've let them down if it's been a couple of months and they still haven't found somebody enough to lead them to depart. So it's weird. I mean, there's this weird cognitive dissonance about it. So yeah, but I mean, it always surprises me how we keep growing at the same rate, no matter how much we dedicate to it, no matter how much. I mean, in internet years, we're old news by now, basically, because we're working very hard to build new features and everything, but it's never going like it. It hasn't. We haven't had the opportunity quite yet to launch something that is truly exciting, that'll get, hundreds of thousands of people flocking to us all at once. it's a slow process and it takes a while, and we're gonna do the exciting things in future, but it hasn't really it isn't ready yet. And yet, for some reason, people just kind of keep flowing in a steady stream. They're coming, they're finding us, they're signing up, um, and that's really remarkable. It just proves to me even more that the concept is sound, that people want this, that people enjoy it, and that there are lots of people out there who will benefit from it. Like the community is huge and as of yet untapped.
Are you comfortable sharing any of the big plans that you guys have coming? The big, exciting, gimmicky ones that you have.
Um, well, the one that I'm the most excited about, I think, is our plans for event-based features. So if there is a big convention in town that you can, we're trying to make it so that you can plan in advance to see who else is going, obviously on an opt-in basis, so that it's not just like creeping on people who are going.
Right.
But like
That
you
is
can
my
see who's.
ex-girlfriend. That's what
I'm at this hotel. Yeah. All right.
Well,
Yeah.
just give people the opportunity, because I find conventions to be so much fun, obviously, but they can be a little bit daunting. And if it is the right kind of social experience, it is the best experience in the world. But it does kind of take a little bit of magic to make it that.
Nice.
And so we want to tap into that energy and make it so that you can go on the app, you can see who else is going, you can arrange in advance to like meet up and whatever.
you can kind of clan up.
Yeah, a little bit. It'd be
party.
cool. One of the things that we try to do is look at like the pipeline of first encounter, like seeing somebody on the app, to the end goal of meeting up, developing a relationship, either being best friends or being, in an actual romantic relationship, and trying to shorten the span of time between those things, and minimize the amount of effort that goes into it. Right? It should be easy, it should be fun, and it should be relatively quick. If it's going to work out, then you should know that fairly early. And obviously nobody can predict everything, but that's essentially the goal. That's what we're looking at. We're saying, okay, if we develop this, is it going to get people to where they want to be quicker and easier? So I think that if you are going to a convention and you are really excited about, this panel or this company that has a giant booth there or whatever, you should be able to find other people who are excited about the same things, and meet up, get together, have a cup of coffee, and just sort of make it snappy, get on with it, rather than kind of wandering around aimlessly and trying to see if anybody is looking as lost and confused as you are, and all of that jazz. We're just trying to make it easier for people. So that's one of the things that I'm really excited about. And just in general, like community building things and event-based things where people can meet in real life and can do things together in a way that feels natural and easy. That's the stuff that we really, really like to focus on. Because honestly, I mean, our big plans out in the future, like several years from now, is to be not just a dating app, but everything to do with geek social.
Nice.
Because I mean, right now, even the dating app platform, there are a lot of people who use it just to like find some new friends. If they're going traveling, they can find somebody to hang out with, have a game night. If they move somewhere new, they can find a new community. They can, find a group that's playing D&D and whatever, or they can, and yeah, exactly. And that's great, and we love that people are doing that. I think that we can do better. I think that we can have a dedicated platform for that, but that's a long way out. And there are a lot of other plans and ideas that we have to really make being a geek, to make it work with the technology available. I mean, it's weird that we're kind of trapped in the 20th century when there's so much going on that we're able to make use of it. So, and I definitely think that geeks can have and deserve a community of their own, just to have all of the tools and the best life.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds sweet. I like that idea. Like, you can plan ahead, because there are times when, like with you, Mox, I want to go see Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets, and you say no.
Which I told you would suck, and it did.
And now I can use this app to go find someone to go watch that with, because I'm so disappointed that we didn't get to see that in theaters, yo.
Well, that's what I was thinking too. Like, yeah, I mean, there's applications for just finding homies like you're into. Like, I brought up LARPing. Like,
what's LARPing?
It's kind of hard to find someone who's into that, but if you could just like log on to the thing and be like, oh, well, that's where they're doing it. I'll make homies with these dudes. They won't think I'm stupid.
See you, old friend. I made new ones.
Well, not like as replacements. But, was this always kind of the end game? Just this broader whole geek social thing, or it's something that you saw the potential when you released the dating app?
We didn't start with this idea. We had a particular goal in mind, and we had no idea if it was going to work. So it was only much later on that we dared to dream big. I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful for the future, but no, we didn't start out with this. We got to, you take everything one day at a time. Right now, what we're working on mostly is to upgrade all of our back-end stuff, because we have grown way bigger than we ever expected. And that means that our some of the bits left over from the original prototype aren't standing up to the traffic as well as we would hope. So it's pretty boring for people out there who are looking for the new and exciting. But those upgrades have to take precedence. We've got to make sure we scale. And, you just take it day by day.
Is any of the behind-the-scenes stuff of Dragonfruit as comical or dramatic as Silicon Valley? Because I love that show.
Dramatic? No, is the short answer. It's really fun. I mean, this is the best job I've ever had, but I wouldn't say it's particularly like nonstop drama and pratfalls. We have some issues here and there. There have been a couple of. I was really excited to get my first legal demand. That was fun.
Are you able to talk about that, or?
It was nothing. But still, it was fun. I mean, it gave me an opportunity. I'm a trained attorney, so it's fun to be able to use that stuff. But no, I mean, it's a sort of keep your head down and keep working kind of thing.
Awesome.
I mean, they don't show you that on Silicon Valley, but most of the time people are just sitting with their heads down and coding.
Oh, wow.
And everybody kind of working toward the same goal.
Mm-hmm. I think probably the most fun part is the social aspect. Like the marketing side involves just trying to talk to as many people as possible and getting our name out there. So, part of that strategy is to go online and to be on Twitter or on Facebook and participate in communities on Reddit, etc., and just get involved in conversations and talk to people who who are talking about things that are of interest to us. And sometimes that can be a lot of fun. It can that can get interesting.
Yeah, definitely. That's actually where we met David. We met David on Twitter.
Yeah, there you go. David's our marketing guru.
Nice. Before we get into the fun stuff, Ono, you got any more questions regarding the app or the vision?
No, I just got to keep trying. Expand that search. No hits yet.
Oh. Okay, so you're talking about dating and not the dating app.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Well, I mean, our ship might come in and, when they scale Hawaii, and we'll get those XP badges and whatever else goodies for the longtime champions. So what kind of stuff are you into, Orie? Like shows, what's your particular geek?
I tend to be mostly like a sci-fi guy. I try to cast my net as wide as possible. To be honest, it's kind of one of the best things about this gig is that I can just like sit and watch anime and pretend it's for work because I need to understand it. I need to like understand my people. Yeah, it's research. But yeah, I mean, my first and truest love is always going to be like Star Trek, and I mean, I still am totally obsessed with Battlestar Galactica. I really enjoy tabletop gaming. That is probably the last 5 years or so has been my biggest obsession. I really enjoy like cooperative strategy games.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just so much fun. You get to sit around with your friends and like fight the board, and it's I really love that. Other than that, it kind of shifts here to there. Whenever something sort of grabs me, like I will game, and I will be completely sucked in by some game for a month or so and then move on.
Nice. Are you more I would say more current with the games or retro?
It's all retro. I can't keep up with gaming.
Yeah.
I am a total sucker for the things that I grew up with. So if there's going to be a new entry in some series that I really enjoyed, like I spent a long ass time on Zelda Breath of the Wild and on Mario Odyssey. I'm a Nintendo guy. I make no apologies.
Oh.
And that was fantastic. But when I don't have something like that, I will definitely go back and play the old games that I grew up with and that I love. I know nobody liked the Wii U, but the Virtual Console on the Wii U was great because they re-released so many of my old favorite games that that was a real time suck.
I'm all right. I don't find the Wii U that bad. Like I think it's fun, but I don't have one. I have to go to my friend's house and use it though.
Yeah, I never really got into Wii. It just keeps getting trashed, so I'm like,
It does, which is a shame. But like they released Golden Sun on the Wii U. That was a Game Boy Advance game that some people know about, I guess. It was a classic JRPG with great puzzle elements, and I adored it when I played it on my Game Boy Advance. And they re-released it on the Wii U, and that was wonderful because I never thought that I would see it again.
Nice. No,
so you're a big puzzle guy? You like puzzles?
Yeah, I like to use my brain.
I fucking can't stand them, dude. I'll go on the internet and find the answer. Like, I'll throw controllers and shit and just middle of the night. What the fuck? It's on easy. If it interrupts the narrative, I can't do it. What about you, Ono?
No, yeah.
Actually, I've seen you play games and I've heard the commentary, but yeah.
No,
go ahead.
like it took me a while to get through Last of Us, so.
Yeah, I'm I own a PS4. I really should buy one because pretty much exclusively because Last of Us.
Right.
I keep reading things about it and seeing it, and it's like I
My favorite
don't
game
think
ever.
I
It
don't think I can like live my life without having actually played this thing. It seems like such a big deal.
Oh, so you've never played it,
It
I've
really
never
is,
played
dude.
it.
dude?
It
You have to
really-
get.
Apparently, it's
is.
like the pinnacle of storytelling in video games.
It's perfection.
Yeah, I have to.
Oh.
It defies genre. I mean, it presents itself as a survival horror,
Mhm.
but it's an emotional experience. It's really about life, is what it is.
But you can get a PS3. It's on PS3 right now.
Oh yeah.
But
Okay.
I heard the sequel is coming out this year, so then
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
you'll probably have to
Probably
get a
just pick up
PS4.
with that.
Yeah, I don't
So come on, Montreal.
know.
So like, what about top movies? We usually throw 6, but not everybody can think of 6 or can keep it
Ooh.
at 6. So whatever.
Okay.
If you can get 6, Ori, do it.
I can probably do that.
Personal
Wait,
favorites.
before let me and Ono guess maybe 1 or 2 that will be on that list. I want to say Krull.
Crawl.
No.
Wow.
Crawl or
Out the gate, fail. I don't know. I just thought he would be a Krull guy. I don't know.
Sorry.
oh, look, fantasy.
Okay, Ono,
Crawl?
your turn. Come on, let's see.
Star
You
Trek.
like Krull though, right, Ono?
Yeah, I mean the ending was.
Am I the only one who likes Krull? Wow. I'm
I'm
old
gonna go
enough to remember.
Star Trek 2: Wrath of Khan, original, not.
Wow.
A very, very, very strong contender. Whether it makes the top 6, I don't know. But that is a damn good movie.
Oh, it is. Did you like
I mean, you may as
the Benedict Cumberbatch?
we're entering into controversial territory.
Like Spock was giving it to him, man. That was a good fight, though. I'll give him that.
Fuck yeah, that was.
Yeah.
It was too much. The first time I saw it, I was like, "Hey, this is."
Yeah.
The first time I saw it, I was like, "Okay, this is entertaining. This is like a good time. It's a good ride." The second time I saw it was with my mum, and about at the 2-hour mark, she was like, "All right, let's wrap this up already."
That's what I'm saying. It was.
I was like,
long.
okay, yeah, you've actually got a point. Nothing has happened in the story in the last hour of the movie because, like, they get everything up front and then it's just fight.
And-
It's just it didn't hit the same notes for me. I thought it was entertaining, obviously, and some of those fight scenes as a standalone fight scene, you can't argue with it. It was really well done. As a Star Trek movie,
Yeah, I felt that there was a decline there from the first one. I just didn't want to see, the reintroduction of Star Trek. And then I was like, damn, that's awesome. And then I was like, oh God, Into Darkness is long. And I went to the bathroom and I came back and everybody's like, that's Khan. I was like, serious? The one revelation in this whole movie? And I was in the bathroom for it?
Well, I mean, it was... Okay, you know what? Never mind.
No,
Screw it. I'm
go
going to say
for it.
Come on, that was a pretty obvious reveal.
Everyone
You didn't
keeps
see
telling
that
me
coming?
I didn't see that coming.
I
No.
did not see that coming. I didn't see that
When they mentioned, I was like, "What? Whoa!" My mind was blown.
I mean,
I didn't
was
think
still trying to-
that Cumberbatch was particularly well cast. He's a very good actor and everything, but like Khan, he's got nothing on Montalban.
Oh. Wait, didn't we get a tier though? We got a tier, right? We got a Benedict.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I-
All right.
I like Cumberbatch, but he wasn't as famous then as he is now. So the first half, I'm trying to figure out where I know this guy from because I know him from something. Then I go to the bathroom, I come back, and he's Khan.
To me, being from this neck of the woods, he even then he was in everything. So it was
Oh,
a bit
okay.
it was a bit of an eye roll.
Right on. I'm gonna guess First Contact has to be on your list.
Oh, fantastic! Yes.
Okay.
Really? Wow.
Oh, First Contact. Come on.
I don't know. I just did not like that one, other than the Borg.
That was the movie that got me in. that. Like,
It was such a good film.
yeah.
It was such a good film.
I wish I
Alright,
saw
you want
that.
6?
Yes, 6.
Wait.
Okay. First Contact, yes, I'm gonna go for it. Yes, that's 1. For a long time, my favorite movie was Leon or The Professional. That's
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Fuck.
the-
You should have guessed
the
You
that
got,
one.
you got
movie?
2 thumbs up, man. Awesome pick.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. There is a very cool Jim Jarmusch movie called Night on Earth. It's it's like a series of vignettes of 5 people in 5 different parts of the world in cabs, and it's like just like what happens in a cab at different places in the world. It's like just people having a conversation in a cab, and it is great. It's such a good movie.
Nice.
It's very cool. A little bit sort of obscure and hipster, probably, but
In the vein of like Shortcuts, that kind of thing. Those kind of movies with the vague interrelatedness of vignettes.
yeah, and it's the same. It's the same thing with like I don't know, Paris Je t'aime, which was the same. It was 26 short movies by 26 different writers and directors, all about Paris. And fantastic film because it was so every part of it was so different. Like it's weird. The way that they marketed it, particularly in the States, was that it starred Natalie Portman and Elijah Wood, except it didn't. They were in like Natalie Portman was in one. It was like a 4-minute segment with Natalie Portman who like meets
the blind guy.
blind.
Right?
Yeah, the blind.
Yeah, I think I might have seen that on.
That's
Netflix,
the
yeah,
I Love Paris one with the like.
That's the American title.
That's the American title.
And then like Elijah Wood is a vampire, which is true, but it's just a really interesting film to me. I really like that movie. Let's see.
Yeah, I gotta revisit that one.
It's a lot of fun. And also, for if you have a short attention span, then you don't need to commit that much to each story.
Right.
And the Steve Buscemi one where he's just sitting there reading his guidebook and gets beaten the crap out of in the subway.
Yes.
I love Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, he's the man.
Ooh.
So
see, now I'm saying Steve Buscemi. I've got to think of this. Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Reservoir Dogs.
Mr. Pink.
Oh yes.
Dope.
No, just I mean that's one of my 6 to be clear.
No.
I don't think that dialogue has been done better than that in many films. A Few Good Men.
Dope. Fuck yeah.
Oh, okay.
That makes
Yeah.
I mean, I've got to throw in a legal procedural in there at some point, right? A Few Good Men is a hell of a film.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Is.
I've only seen it on cable TV.
I think that was 5.
That was 5, yeah. So you got one more.
Oh yeah, you're the one who hasn't seen it in its entirety, like it's meant to be.
Yeah.
TBS, I mean, doesn't give you the full punch of it.
Right. All right.
Actually, for years, that's how I felt about that. That's how I was with Leon because I only had it on VHS. And my parents had recorded it from the TV and forgot to, and they were trying to cut out the commercials.
Right.
And for one commercial break, they forgot to hit record again. So there was a whole section. There's a whole section in the middle of the movie that I didn't know existed until I saw it in the internet age. I was like, "Holy crap!"
What section was it?
It was for Matilda.
Well, no, it was the training montage.
Oh.
It was the whole training bit in the middle that I didn't know happened. They went from like playing charades to Matilda walking into the DEA building.
Oh wow.
Dang.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, like when she first uses the sniper rifle, she's like, "Can we use?"
Yeah, all of that. Didn't know about it.
Wow, that's crazy.
With that politician guy running through the park.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, when I first saw it, I missed the entire middle beginning. So when I walked into the theater, it's just John Reno, like he just bought milk. Matilda's on the stairway, trying to smoke a cigarette. Like I don't know who this guy was, and like this is gonna be a bad movie. I already know. Like I didn't know it was an assassin movie.
You didn't know he was the main guy?
Yeah,
No.
I didn't know. Like,
Oh,
it's
wow.
like all right. It was my
Oh,
dad's
that
pick.
opening sequence.
Oh
That
yeah,
opening
Fuck.
sequence with the big guy in the hotel room and all of
Yeah.
his guards and they're being taken out one by one. That is, that's such a good sequence. Oh, God.
oh yeah.
That's
gotta watch
straight
that
horror
movie
movie right there. He's
gotta
just
watch it
pulling him
again.
into fucking darkness, and then he reveals himself with the knife, and he's like, "It's for you," or whatever the fuck.
Right.
Yeah, he picks up the phone. Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Good movie.
Good choices. Good choice. Okay,
Crap, now
and
I got to think of another one. Let me think of something that I saw maybe more recent, because I mean I'm stretching back here. Crap! It's an old one again. Sphere.
Oh wow, you liked Sphere?
I liked Sphere.
Wow. Did you read the book
shit,
though?
that's the one with Hoffman and Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, and I want to say Sharon Stone.
Yeah, I
Something
think
like
she's
that.
Yeah.
Probably. Oh wow. Circa
Yeah.
1998, I think.
That sounds right. I think you're spot on there. Yeah, I don't know why. I know it's like middling, but I really enjoyed it.
Shit, I might have to revisit that because I remember that as not Abyss.
Yeah. I
Wait.
saw the two at the same time, and I just found I thought that it was not Abyss in a good way, because the Abyss was good, but it was a little bit slow, a little bit drawn out, and there wasn't really any payoff.
See,
I thought Abyss was about a monster, and then it's these beautiful stingrays, which is cool. But I waited 2.5 hours to see a sea-killing monster thing. So
Yeah.
that's how I remember the Abyss. So not
To
Abyss.
me, there's the trio. There's the trio of movies. It's the Abyss, it's Sphere, and it's Deep Blue Sea, which is, I think, my brother's favorite movie.
Deep Blue Sea.
He's-
Wow.
He's got
Deep
good
Blue
taste.
Sea is the is this Samuel Jackson again?
Yeah.
Genius Killer Sharks.
Wait,
Right, basically.
did you see
They're
the sequel
plotting and
already?
shit. They have meetings.
Like
Yeah, they're all intelligent.
the second movie's out right now, right? Deep Blue
Seriously?
Sea 2.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
second movie.
I'll wait
In
for
a
Netflix.
while.
I know. What the fuck is with some of these sequels coming out, 15 years later? Like, all right.
I guess it was worth it. I guess it was worth the time gap with Blade Runner, but I can't really justify it for anything else.
All right. Oh man.
All right, man. Very solid choices. Very solid company. I like where you guys are headed.
Thank you.
Hope that Hawaii gets itself on the map. So, we got to plug this every episode. Just, come on, guys. Fucking let Orie know that we need a community here. Tell your friends. And not because your friends will be on, but, your friends. And then we can get a scene going.
Yeah, that's the plan. And hey, if you guys have conventions and things, I could probably find a way to business expense a trip to Hawaii.
Oh,
Fuck yeah.
do it.
I mean, you will be sadly disappointed at the conventions we have here, but I mean, we can just do like a live stream with you and we'll go around and do nerd shit.
I like the smaller ones, to be honest. I went to New York Comic Con several times, and it was just too corporate, too impersonal.
Oh wow.
Like you can't. For me, conventions are all about the social aspect, like I said, and these big ones, the ones in like California and New York, and like the really big ones just kind of fall flat to me, because everybody is in there and they've got a particular goal in mind. They're like, okay, I'm going to go in, I'm going to buy this thing, I'm going to get this signature, and then I'm going to leave. And it's just like there's no fun in it. You don't get to hang.
Not really about the fellowship. They're just there for like directives.
Yeah.
Shit, then you might actually like the local cons.
I don't know. We're going to be at FlameCon in New York in a couple of weeks. Oh God, time flies. Which is a really good one. It's an LGBTQ plus convention in New York, and it is a great time, and it is nice and small and intimate, and it's just the best time. So like I'm really looking forward to that one.
Awesome. Where can they reach out to you guys or download Dragonfruit?
Well, our main website is dragonfruitapp.com. That's where you'll find links to our blog and all of our social, etc. You can find out more about us. We're on Twitter at Proj Dragonfruit. That's PROJ, as in short for project, Dragonfruit. We're on Facebook, Dragonfruit App. Dragonfruit App. Not .com, because that's the website. We're on Instagram on Dragonfruit App. We're basically if you go to the website, you can find all the links there, and obviously on the iTunes App Store and on the Google Play Store, you can download the app for free and check it out. And honestly, like we're very receptive on social for comments, for problems, for suggestions. Just let us know about any thoughts at all, because like we run on feedback. It's the only way we know what you guys want so that we can build it. And like we're a small team, we're a bunch of nerds ourselves, and it's just about making the best possible version of what we're doing for our own community. And so we would love to hear from anyone who has opinions.
Awesome. Well,
the nice opinions.
The nice stuff, yes. Right on.
Leave out the bad bits. Well, in a nice way, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Orie, for coming on and sharing with us your vision and your app.
Yes, thank you, Orie. Appreciate your time.
Thanks very much for having me. Thank you.
No problem, dude. It's fun talking. Good list, and we will definitely hit you guys up when we know the release date, and if we have some success stories to share, we'll definitely hit you up.
Yeah, cool. Very cool. All right.
Cool. Well, have a good day, man. Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You too, guys.
All right. Take care.
This is a Nekko Media podcast.